Anyway, just a little bit of idea about. I do have a tactical bowl ready for that game,
Yeah.
Brazil v Peru. I saw that lineup and I thought, okay, I kind of know where Ricardo Gareca probably is going because given that Brazil's ability to work in the flanks, spatially, and Neymar kind of floats around. Um, I was really surprised to not see uh, Firmino, to be honest.
Mhm.
And it wasn't really very. There was a storm before that goal, and after that goal happened, the goal is basically we are talking about Neymar and um, Neymar's incredible dribbling skill, uh,
Yeah.
as well as I mean, I don't understand a little bit about dropping Firmino because I like Firmino to be honest. I'm a fan of Firmino, and Neymar was found some space on that pocket. I think he was kind of unmarked. Sorry,
Mhm.
just a sec.
Yeah. Actually, before the goal, the Chile players on the right, they were pressing
It's
up.
Peru,
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
so.
sorry. Peru's player, um, and the thing is that like when they were pressing up, nobody was maintaining the this line
Yeah,
here, um, and it was like happening. Um, well, you cannot actually stop Neymar with only two players and no one
no,
marked.
no, and
So
you can give him that amount of because he was getting this amount of huge amount of space in here
yeah, exactly.
right around this amount of space without anybody getting close to him. That's asking for trouble right away. And once
And
what?
also like there were similar how can I say similar situation created like few minutes before.
Yeah,
Like he was dribbling, but at the time the defensive midfielder, probably Tapia, who I don't know, he followed back and
yeah, he,
resolved the situation probably. And but the thing is that like at the time there were this gap between defense line and the midfield line, and Neymar took full advantage of this thing, and well, then
and as soon as Neymar got that space and got that ball and started dribbling, all Peruvians uh, basically go for Neymar while he has dribbled incredibly for that pitch. I mean, Neymar is having very good tournament, make no mistake about it.
yeah, of course,
And he passed the ball, and that ball was that was almost a ground pass, but that ball kind of bumped up because of the poor pitch, and Paqueta was in a position, and he just put the ball into the empty net. Um,
well, it for some reason it reminded me of the Rodrigo De Paul goal. It's quite similar.
yeah, for that against you're talking
Yeah,
about against Ecuador.
Ecuador in the
Yeah,
quarter.
yeah.
Yeah. So
So after that goal happened, uh, Brazil almost went back to harmless. Like,
I thought that after that goal, I thought it would be at least like 3-0 or 3-1 or something like this.
and
Like,
I kind of thought, that is how Gareca actually exposed Brazilian flaws because second half Peru was a better team. Yeah, they couldn't score. There,
exactly.
there, there was one or two chances for Lapadula, and there were very fluid movements, but the pitch wasn't really suiting them for the ground short passing. And obviously they're missing Carrillo, who's a red
Yeah.
carded in the semifinal very harshly. Um, but I thought they understood that Brazil will be dangerous in the flank. They have guarded flank very well. Neymar and Paquetas. There was a bit of circuit of passes going on, and they disrupted, especially Tapia and I believe whoever was on that Santa Maria, I believe. But there was a bit of change on that
Yeah.
on the team as well. But what
They
we can
actually changed
learn,
the shape
yeah,
after the break, and they went for some sort of
4-5-1
4-4-1-1.
ish
Yeah,
sort of.
yeah,
But what was interesting after that goal was that there they identified there is a circuit between Neymar and Paqueta,
yeah.
and they tried to cover their players around it to cut it off, and they were kind of successful. And I thought that's how Gareca kind of showed the limitation. And once that Neymar and Paqueta's one-twos and circuit was broken, uh, there was almost nothing from Brazil. There was I was kind of very Fred didn't really. I mean, he started almost all games and he was replaced by Fabinho, but
Yeah.
Fabinho is not a huge ball player as well. Um,
And Fred is not also known for holding the ball for
no, no,
long time, and also
he
like
can be flashy at times, but he's
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. The thing is that the thing they were missing is like we talked about it, like a number eight.
yeah.
I don't know who could be, but
But I think Paqueta
it
is
wasn't.
doing a
Yeah,
fairly good job of
actually, Neymar and Paqueta is like number 8, 10 kind of thing.
yeah.
Like they were
That's what they're
shifting.
doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, they were like shifting their positions to get things going. There were some like reckless movement by um, Richarlison,
yeah. Yeah,
and but
I don't understand about Richarlison because I'm I might be biased towards Firmino, but every time I see Richarlison, I don't understand other than the pace what he provides.
I don't know. Probably they want someone who can actually get back and defend for a while.
Okay,
More
probably,
body. Yeah, it looks like
but
they
that's
were
a very
trying
negative
to.
way of thinking. If you
Yeah,
want your
the whole
main
tournament.
striker, who would be the upright person to come back and cover. And that probably is very pragmatism because Neymar is going up, so someone needs to cover his space. But again, that's
But
uh,
Neymar is no, Neymar most of the time in the match he was in this sort of positions
right,
like
very deep.
moving. Yeah, so he was kind of false nine in at some point, but sometimes he were in the lone striking position, and sometimes he was dropping in the left. So I don't know. Like
I struggle to understand a little bit because it's not that Brazilian bench doesn't have enough talent, such as Vinicius was not really used
exactly.
much. Why not throw Vinicius? I mean, if you're putting Neymar up there as a false nine, is just put him up there for 10, 15 minutes. He has a fantastic season for last 2 years. Why not give the young man a little bit of chance and a little bit of free flowing football? I
Well,
think
since Tite took over, he has this favor to play Richarlison.
and
I don't
also
know totally.
there is a local media pressure to use Brazilian league players such as Everton Ribeiro, Everton, some Douglas Luiz and players like that. And obviously we've missed a little bit of Gabigol or Gabriel
Mm.
Barbosa, who plays for Flamengo. So there's a little bit of pressure on Tite, and he trying to probably manage it as much as possible. But as we discussed, for Brazilian team, I mean, they were never in doubt. They were in a control, in some kind of auto control, autopilot sort of. They score a goal and somehow they are on autopilot mode, and the opposition doesn't look really threatening. Especially Chile was not really threatening, but Peru did manage to create whatever their limitation has with their personnel, but they try to at least test Ederson a little bit. And the other part I was really really surprised of using Thiago Silva rather than Eder Militao. I understand Thiago Silva is vastly experienced person and probably very dependent as well, but there is definitely lack of pace on that area, and Lapadula was Lapadula, no disrespect to him, but he was turning Thiago Silva as left and right while he was dribbling against him. So Lapadula,
Also, Thiago Silva broke the defense line for like a couple of times. He was chasing in up front, Lapadula, and there were like space behind him, and um, probably um, Corzo.
Mhm.
He created
I
some
was really,
passes
really
and
impressed with
also
Corzo, to be honest, and a
yeah,
little
he,
disappointed with Cueva because I know the guy is very talented, and he didn't contribute as much as I kind of
well,
expected.
actually, that side of that part of we can as we can see like this part actually uh, he I would say like they were shifting the play towards right and
Yeah,
so he didn't have like much more players to pass the ball or and Casemiro was there like
yeah,
really close and
he was covering more
yeah
kind of.
also like yeah also Marquinhos like he's probably he in his best form I guess Marquinhos
Marquinhos,
so
yeah, exactly.
yeah so
And that Marquinhos actually makes whoever his partner is looks a way better than they actually are.
yeah, exactly. Hey, because when Thiago Silva was missing positions, like he was sometimes found there, yeah, he was covering up for him, and also sometimes Casemiro tracked back and tried to cover it up, and actually, like it would be, I don't know, you're like you were. I am also surprised to
Yeah,
not to see Militao enough. And
who do you start in final against, such as someone very quick, such as Lautaro Martinez? Who do you
well,
start? Would you go with Thiago Silva, who
I
just
wouldn't.
won the Champions League, right?
Well, I wouldn't, but the thing is that thing is about Chelsea is so different with this team in Brazil. Normally, Chelsea last season they lined up with three
Three defenders, and
defense.
there's
Yeah,
Azpilicueta and there's Rudiger
yeah,
to support.
exactly.
Thiago Silva
So
was a more kind of central.
yeah, and the reality changes when the number of
And
defenders changes, and
it
also like Chelsea.
Kante and
Yeah, exactly.
Jorginho.
Yeah, also like the players like Kante, Jorginho, there were like a five-man block in the middle,
Mhm,
so
mhm.
it's like really hard to score against them. It was actually,
So,
and
can we expect a little bit of more entertainment from Brazil? Probably, except, I mean, I don't see any kind of excitement other than Neymar and Paqueta, to be honest. I
actually it was a fun moment to watch. Actually, if you
Yeah,
refer to
yeah,
the one twos between,
exactly.
it's
I
it's like,
really liked Neymar in terms of football.
and
That
I think like. Uh, uh, I don't know if you remember, like when they voted who is the best of all in Brazil.
mhm.
Brazilian people actually um, voted not for Pele, but for Garincha
Yeah, yeah. No, I
because because he was more entertaining than Pele. So like
no
I would say like
Garincha was probably the most underrated in terms of when we're talking about
also
all
like yeah he wasn't even discussed along with Socrates and the later generations like
although
Ronaldo.
Garrincha won that World Cup, that Pele was injured by
Yeah,
almost
exactly.
his own. Okay, that's a different discussion. But I'm talking about so far
No,
Neymar.
I was saying that like Brazilian people like would love to
Yeah,
see those moments more.
Yeah,
than
yeah,
scoring goals.
exactly.
I guess like it's
But
like
again,
they scoring
that
goals.
it depends on generations. Probably, I don't I follow a lot of Brazilian football as well in Copa Libertadores as well. Um, there are certain teams are fairly attacking, and most of the teams are not really. So it's a mismatch, and I think it could be a generation thing. But players like Neymar, you know, definitely excites anyone beyond borders. Um,
Well, yeah, like but the thing is that Brazilian people still wants you to play good, and then you can actually win the trophy.
yeah,
Like everyone like it's a how can I say um,
yeah. No, I totally agree. I totally agree.
it's unexplainable. Like, but the thing is that like they would love to see those moments more, like
Yeah, the
than
flashes of
scoring.
one-touch
Yeah,
football, a little bit of back
yeah,
heels here and there. I mean, I'm so used to even for 1994 World Cup team, there is a lot of Mario Zagallo, not Mario Zagallo, it was Luis
yeah. It
Alberto
was
Pereira.
Pereira.
He had a very defensive organization of Dunga and Gilberto Silva and all that, but Romario, his touches were silk. Bebeto
Yeah.
was not probably very terrific player, but his passings and his contribution and movement was fantastic. You see the
They
wing,
were quick first, yeah, and
yeah, the one touches and
yeah,
little flicks here and there. So 94 team used to have that, and 98 was probably even better, like with Rivaldo, Ronaldo, and Danielson and everyone. Fast forward 2002, they won the cup for Brazil. 2006, there was definitely a little bit of dip or drop, but still it was entertaining. Brazilian team was fairly entertaining and very attacking. As the time went on, there was definitely at a point. I mean, obviously, there was Confederations Cup were won by them, but there's a regression as the time went on. People thought Pato would be very, very, great player. He didn't really stood up to that after Kaká, and Kaká's talent wise, he really didn't put it on the plate for Brazilian national team for long.
actually, yeah, actually also there is this reason he was like he was on the bench for Real Madrid most of the time, but he also had to leave AC Milan
Yeah.
because of the financial situation at the time for the club. So
Yeah, and yeah, Real Madrid, I could understand he would be sitting on bench because he's fairly creative player, and Jose Mourinho really didn't want that creativity. He wanted a player who could go into the war, and
yeah,
Kaká wasn't really suited at that Jose Mourinho's Real Madrid team. But yeah, coming back to this team, except I mean flashes of Neymar and a bit of probably Paqueta. Uh, all they do is coming from flanks and try to win it, and it's not even flanks such as Vinicius coming in and dribbling past 3-4 players. It's not even that. So I'm a bit of, although yeah, they're winning it and they have won a lot. I think last time Brazil has lost in Brazilian soil was to 2014. I mean, in any competitive match, is 2014 third place game against Netherlands 3-0, and they are unbeaten still. So it would be quite a challenge for their opposition to beat them. I'll quickly go to the other semifinals we've seen against Argentina and Colombia. Argentina started fairly brightly, as they've always done for this competition. Almost always they've gone.
actually there was this statistics on the screen. It says that last 20 of their or no last 14 matches, probably in 11 matches they scored first in the first half. So
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. There were a few changes from that quarterfinal win against Ecuador because there was just 2 days break. Tagliafico came for Acuna, who was tired. That's what I heard. Nico Gonzalez basically started everything, and he was basically had a very specific job of following Cuadrado to the eternity, and which he did
Yeah.
fairly well. But creatively, he was not really doing much, except he was guarding Cuadrado.
Uh,
Uh,
Also, he missed a few chances.
yeah, that's true
He
as
could
well.
have scored two goals.
Um, for Argentina, there was the other vital change was Guido Rodriguez, basically starting ahead of Leandro Paredes as a holding midfielder. Colombia's arguably best player of the tournament was Wilmer Barrios, and Barrios was managing fairly well. Although Lo Celso found Messi. Actually, Messi created with a solo run, created something, and Lautaro just you know couldn't put his header on the target.
Yeah.
But very soon, Lo Celso found a sublime pass with Messi, and he was basically turning back and found Lautaro was not marked, and Lautaro scored. But after that, as happened with Argentina, their level basically dropped kind of creativity, except Messi. They were more kind of focused on winning the balls, or there's a battle between in the midfield, especially. There was huge battle between Cuellar Barrios and Luis Diaz. I thought very he played really well. Cuadrado was trying to get in as well, and there was a little bit of pressure, and as well as in the halftime, Rueda, the coach of Colombia, he basically revamped the team. He basically put up Luis Diaz, and Zapata was out of form, so he basically was replaced by Miguel Borja, and Cardona, the Boca Juniors creative midfielder, was introduced, um, and it was more like 4-3-3 with Munoz getting out and Cuadrado trying to get some sort of space from deeper side.
Mhm.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Actually, when I saw both of the semifinal, Brazil, uh, Peru as well as Colombia, they dared to, how can I say, um, changes into like more attacking formation and try to exploit this both of the finalist team. And um, I didn't actually expected that much. Like I thought there would be some technical changes in the wings or something like this, but well, they went for it, and it's actually
Yeah,
oh, it's actually their credit and how
yeah.
they hold them back and for the whole 90 minutes
And
and
I was, to be honest, a little bit question mark was on the left side because their Cuadrado operates, as well as Rafael Borges Santos, who's a very popular player in South America, especially plays for River Plate.
yeah,
I couldn't understand Molina being replaced. I don't know if he was,
exactly.
and Montiel was even slower. And Luis Diaz, who
So yeah,
scored a blinder of a goal against Brazil with that
yeah,
bicycle kick, and
exactly.
Pazilla it was like everybody was,
Brazil was also slower at
yeah, and it was like almost you can say that space was given to Neymar
yeah,
that by Peru, and
mhm,
Cardona from deep, he saw that and he basically put the ball over, and Luis Diaz scored a very very wonderful goal, outpacing Pizzella and beating Emi Martinez on the far post. So that
yeah.
was that was a 1-1, and
It's like
obviously,
one of those like earlier theory worry types of goal, and I liked it actually.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even
It was very good goal, to be honest, and
yeah,
I like Luis Diaz a lot. I didn't know much about him, but now I know. But there was a rough treatment from the Colombian team towards Messi, especially,
Lionel
and he
Messi,
was
yeah.
bleeding. And
mm.
obviously there was no card was given to him. What
Actually,
I
um,
found, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
actually, both uh, all the six cards were given against the against foul against Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
But except for that one, it was clearly a yellow card.
And yeah, the Boca Juniors ex left back Frank Fabra basically
Yeah.
was a culprit. Uh, but what I was a little bit there was a little bit switch. Paredes came for Lo Celso, and
Yeah.
I didn't see much. Like he's good at holding the ball, but he was slowing down a little bit the tempo of the game, which you don't want. But Di Maria really, after coming on, he dribbled past a lot of teams, a lot of players, and
No, actually, the thing is that
Di Maria
d-
probably after 60 minutes
yeah.
he got that energy to run against
Mhm.
kind of tired defense, or already tired defense or occupied defense by Messi, and
Yeah.
he seems to be enjoying that.
Yeah. And the thing is that I don't know, like Rodrigo De Paul, sometimes it felt like he was out of this game, and sometimes he's like so much into the game. And the when Argentina scored their first goal, they like they were kind of like giving away the position and try to holding it back and like chasing the ball in the midfield. There were some interesting like 1v1,
Hmm. Hmm.
for example, like with Guido, he was actually like kind of moving ahead sometimes,
Hmm.
and Rodrigo De Paul, and also Lo
Tried to
Celso,
cover. Yeah.
yeah, they tried to cover, and he was playing um, uh, like an attacking midfielder at the time, and there were like and also sometimes like Lo Celso came up and in this position and
Yeah.
sorry, yeah.
No, no, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, like Lodge also came up in this position. It actually like gave Messi a little bit more space
Yeah.
in that side, and they were trying to cover it, and he actually won a few balls against Barrios also, like
Yeah.
Cardona, probably
It
Quiller.
was yeah, it was somebody else as well. Queller,
Yeah,
yeah, the other midfielder.
yeah. So like, yeah, there were some. Um, 1v1 owned by Argentina, but they went for quick transition, and like they were, I don't know, for some reason they were in a hurry to score another goal, and like in
Yeah,
few minutes,
as
and
if they have
like
30 minutes, not
yeah, exactly,
not 90
exactly,
minutes. Either they
exactly,
have to score two goals by
and
30 minutes and then sleep.
already already Colombia is playing in like really high tempo, and normally the team who is like in ahead, they try to slow it down or
Yeah, slow it
probably
down
try
and
to,
then all of a sudden change of pace with certain
yeah,
players in
yeah,
space.
exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that was very very interesting. And then obviously in second half, Colombian coach came up with the different strategies, and Luis Diaz was found with the pocket of space against Petzela. Petzela is not really playing well. He plays is captain of Fiorentina, and Fiorentina actually ended up in 15th position. In Syria. I
Mhm.
couldn't understand why you didn't really use the other Atalanta um, defender who was really not even into the squad, or say for example Lisandro Martinez. Um,
Yeah, Lisandro Martinez was playing really well. Like I actually expected him to play in this match,
okay.
because
Well,
I don't know, for some
I
reason
that's
I
your
don't
kind
like.
of expectation, but Lionel Scaloni seems to um, for some odd reason, he was favoring Lucas Martinez spot, and once his form dipped, it was kind of Petzela. Similar thing can be found, Nico Gonzalez, except probably
exactly.
running and giving him a little bit of width on that. For me, he doesn't do much, or doesn't participate enough, or he has that rush, um, rush of a player who,
I don't know when he uh, get a free shoot to score. I don't know, for some reason he was like, it feels like he is going to have a stroke for like a stroke out of, I don't know, like he would get a brain stroke and probably die there or something like this. It's he he was so much into rush, like I have to score this goal and go back to my wife or children and stuff.
yeah, or world is going to end or something like that.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I really don't understand why Jose Maria, is it Jose Maria? Is it Jose Luis Palomino wasn't really given any kind of match time to see how good he is. I can guarantee that he's speedier than Petzela, or physically more proactive. Anyway, Champions League experience that didn't really count in here. Um, Coming back to that game, and it went into the penalties, and Emi Martinez come up with really heroics right there, and I haven't really seen anything. Well, there might be a lot of trash talk happens in the penalty
Well,
shootout, but it was very audible because there was no fan around, and he was actually talking even when the other players were even taking the kick. That includes yeah, there was a flurry of, and um, there's an advantage from Colombia Uruguay penalty shootout. He has read the players where they're going to shoot, and he was playing with their head, and they basically, when somebody is psychologically disturbed, they normally go with their safest option, and the safest option is when they're more used to take it to the left, and they've taken the shot towards left, and um, basically Emmy able to save three of them. That's a lot of penalty to be saved, to be honest. I mean, uh,
actually, for me, I was like, I was basically like lying on my bed, and it was like really late in the night, and I was like, uh, kind of hoping to like get it done, like, or get it
sooner,
like,
yeah.
yeah, get so that I could actually get back to my sleep and stuff. And when he started talking, I was like, wait, what is he doing?
Yeah.
I just
And it started, I think, from the second shot. He was
yeah.
very close to Cuadrado's one, very close. It went in, but
Mhm.
from after Messi's goal, Messi came up to him and said probably something, and then he charged up, and he was in a different zone. He started
And
talking.
and he when he was talking, and I was like, wait, he was what he was doing, and it
And it
felt
was
like
it, it wasn't
I'm
really like an insult as well. It's a mix of, you can friendly insult sort of thing, very kind of trash talk when you talk about
yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
talking to Yerry
And
Mina.
Mina was actually replying back, and
He
I
was,
thought,
yeah.
yeah, and that's it actually for him because he actually
And
played his
that
game.
especially Yerry Mina's one. He
Yeah.
was saving, and while he was talking, which is kind of incredible. Um, yeah, he was talking, "I'll eat you up, brother," or something like that. Um, Look how I save it, or something like that. Anyway, good for Emi
And
Martinez after so many
also,
years in Arsenal. He finally got the first place in Argentina shirt, and there was a time there was a bit of confusion about Amy Martinez being number one, or Armani of River Plate being one, and I was kind of, are you joking? I mean, how can
Premier League player,
Armani
yeah.
be in the same bracket of comparison with Emi Martinez? Because everybody know in England that he's a very very good keeper, although he has
Yeah.
probably waited for 8 to 9 years for Arsenal to get some sort of playing time. But yeah, good for him, and he definitely took them to the final. Um,
And also, one more thing, when he was trash talking, it reminded me Jose Luis Chilavert.
yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know, I haven't seen like any aggressive goalkeeper for a while, and it took me to my childhood.
yeah. Now Chilavert is definitely one of I cannot remember any other goalkeeper of his, his aura or his stamina from, especially from South America. He could have taken any challenge. He could have scored as well. So
He was
and
taking free kicks and stuff.
and also yeah, after, well, Sergio Romero saved some penalties even in Copa finals, and also in World Cup semifinals. But Sergio Romero, you don't really trust the guy for some reason. He has played for as a number one for a long time for Argentina, but you kind of thought that there is some kind of mistake with him around the corner and it's going to happen. For some reason, I always had that feeling for with Sergio Romero. But yeah, credit to him. He kept very well for whatever time he has kept. But
Yeah,
it
actually, he considered the same amount of goal as Manuel Neuer in 2014. The
they
Argentina
had a very very
considered 12
compact,
goals.
they had a very compact team on that particular World
Mhm.
Cup. But yeah, coming back to the Argentine keeper, that reminds me of, Sergio Goycochea, who in 90s World Cup he was probably the best player for Argentina, although there Maradona and Caniggia was there, but he took them to the finals. And there's
Yeah,
how many the, how many penalty shootout did he won? Was
two or three, I guess, because
Yeah, second round was against Brazil. It was a lot
yeah,
of ball was cover, coming towards his way. He had to make some saves. The bar, hit on the post and hit on the crossbar. The next game was against Czechoslovakia. That went into the penalties. He won them.
yeah,
Uh, Italy, he won them
Italy. That is the
in
most
penalty.
ironic one.
Yeah, and there's some shooters like Donadoni couldn't score.
Yeah,
Um, And also, I think in final he was very very close. He had a fingertips on the Andres Bremer penalty, but it went in anyway. Um, yeah, good stuff. I probably forgot about Carlos Roa in '98, but Carlos Roa was a very not really known for very good goalkeeping.
yeah.
Although he won them against England.